Sensei Shone here from the Family Martial Arts Academy. How are you doing today? Today I will be talking about one of the words that is in our student creed, which is going to be courtesy, and how martial arts can foster courtesy, and also some just different ideas about courtesy. So I think one of the things to think about is that courtesy is going to be a really high level of social grace and good manners. And so these things vary and they change depending on the circumstances that you're in. So in karate, some of the courtesy and etiquette that we use in class is bowing at the front door and saying hello sir, hello ma'am. Bowing when we go onto the deck and using the word or the theme of the month, which is contribution this month. And then when we work with a partner, we bow in with them, we bow out with them. And every class begins with a bow and ends with a bow. And so bowing is an important part of martial arts, and it reflects that we have respect for other people and that we are being courteous towards them and that we're looking to work together in a safe way. And so that's just a really, it's something that's very physical. The other thing to think about too is that when we're showing courtesy, we're showing it to our juniors and our seniors. So we're showing courtesy to our parents, to our teachers, maybe to our karate instructor, to our football coach. We're also showing courtesy to our younger sister or to the younger kids at school that are in a lower grade. And in this way, we are showing to them that they have innate value as a human being. And we're treating them as human beings and not as objects. You know, especially today in our culture, a lot of times when you're at the grocery store and you're doing all these different activities, everything has been so systematized. You know, you're going through the checkout at Walmart, you just go boom, boom, boom. How's your day? Good. How's your day? Good. And then, you know, the person puts your stuff in your bags, you get it, you check your receipt, you're out of there. They're pretty much very much the same. We treat them in a lot of ways the same as those machines. You know, that you don't have to have a person. You go through that, and man, those machines are frustrating sometimes, and we're like, you know, this foolish machine, this stupid machine. And sometimes we have the same type of feeling for a person who's there. You know, they make one mistake getting this, or they have to look up a code, or they have to do something, we're like, oh man, we're so frustrated. And we forget that behind this counter is a human being who might be a mom or a dad or is someone's son, you know, is someone's brother, has hopes and dreams, is a real person just like you and I, and deserves the same level of respect and courtesy because they are a human being, and human beings just by their nature deserve that courtesy and that respect. And so taking the time to find out a little bit more about their day, or to ask them how it's going, or to listen to them complain if they're frustrated or upset, and just showing them a little bit more courtesy, smiling at them, looking at them, treating them as a real human being. So that's very important. Another important thing to teach our kids about courtesy is that courtesy demands that we treat others in a certain way, even when they don't treat us that way. So if someone calls us a name, we don't call them the name back. If someone hurts our feelings, we don't get revenge on them. When we don't insult someone, we don't humiliate them, we don't tease them. And this can be a very challenging thing because we can get frustrated, or we can get angry at another person, and their behavior towards us triggers us to treat them in a different way. Instead, work to gain the freedom to be able to treat other people in the way that you want to be treated, but also in a way that you believe is right. And don't let anything they do alter the way you treat them. And martial arts is sort of an extreme case in that, extreme expression of that. Even if someone starts a fight with us, we could be courteous in the way that we would defend ourselves. We would be in control. We would choose our actions. We're not just gonna, you know, hurt them in any way we feel like. And this is important just from the standpoint of we're responsible for our actions afterwards, but also in an extreme form of courtesy. So another way that we can show courtesy is by expressing gratitude to other people. When people do nice things for us, we say thank you. We give them compliments. We're kind towards other people. We're lifting them up. We're building them up. We're generally positive. And these kinds of things show a great deal of courtesy. Again, showing manners and showing respect for them. Opening the door, offering to help another person, like help your parents carry the groceries in. Or if you see an opportunity to assist other people, or if you're out at a soup kitchen. These are all ways of developing excellent courtesy. And courtesy also involves polite behaviors. So knowing what is respectful and disrespectful within the group that you're in. You know, something that's respectful at a football game is not respectful at the library. And something that's respectful in church may be, you know, it's probably going to be respectful in a lot of other situations, but maybe you're playing hockey. Something that's respectful there is going to be different than it would in a normal circumstance. So look for those abilities to discern what will be courteous and respectful in different situations. The other thing is, when we're courteous, we're also modest and sincere. It takes a lot of effort to cultivate a sincere spirit when doing these courteous acts. Sometimes we open a door for someone just because they're walking towards us and we would be embarrassed not to. Or, you know, we offer to help, but we're not really interested in helping. And so learning to cultivate a sincere heart, really wanting to help other people, treating others as we would want to be treated, and believing that, you know, that what we put out, we're going to get back. The law of the harvest. Whatever we sow, we reap. And so think about those different things when it comes to courtesy. One of the things, too, I think is that, you know, because our culture has become email and text messaging and computers and all those exciting and fun things, a lot of times we skip courtesy and manners because it's more expedient to just get around those things and move on to the next thing. Or, you know, we sort of see people through the lens of the computer and we're barely even noticing them as a real person. Maybe kids are playing online games with someone and they're not being courteous. And while there's different courtesy that might be in effect there, we would want them to be courteous. We would want them to be respectful, even in that situation. So think about some ways that kids can be courteous towards friends and families and even strangers, and work on manners. What is good manners at the dinner table? What are good manners when you pick up the phone? What are good manners when addressing your teacher or your parents or at the karate school? I encourage everyone to use their courtesy by following all the etiquette at the school. Being able to be courteous in a situation where you meet new people. Introducing people to each other. All those kinds of things can be really courteous. Using words like, excuse me, you're welcome, I apologize, thank you, and how can I help? These will all increase someone's ability to be courteous. And the best way to help our students to and children to develop courtesy is going to be by using uncommon courtesy. Nowadays, you know, a lot of people are calling it uncommon courtesy because there's so little courtesy left in the world. And we want to be an example of how we can be courteous to others and helpful. And like I said, Gian Funakoshi, who is the founder of modern day martial arts, always said, karate begins and ends with courtesy. And he was talking about the bow, but he was talking about our lives too, that by being courteous, we develop respect for ourselves, we raise our self-esteem, we demonstrate our respect for the dignity of others, and we become the type of person that we are proud to be.